Hey everyone, okay, so today I'm going to be showing you how to get ready and how I get ready. And I'll show two different versions of this. Now, we're going to be using no concealer for this entire tutorial. Now, you can follow along with me, absolutely, and I hope you do. But this tutorial is for those of you whose skin only requires a small amount of retouching. Now, if you have problematic skin, there's a lot of redness, or you have acne or scarring or something that needs to be taken care of. I've done other videos for that, but this video won't be for you. This is really for those of you who already have skin that you're relatively happy with, but just want to finish off polishing. So let's make a start. Clean face, and I've applied sunscreen. So this is what I do on a daily basis. Now, two products that work really well for this, and they're going to be used so sparingly. The first one would be Mercier Secret Camouflage, or you could use, and I love this one, NARS, and this is the soft matte concealer pots. And this contains 6 grams of product, which is about 3 times the amount of most concealers on the market. You know, the liquid ones, people are still doing 2 mils, shameful. So I'm going to use my number 18 brush. Now what I want to do is, I want to look at my skin and perfect the areas that need perfecting. So I need to perfect this area here because there's broken capillaries here and around this side. I also have a couple of other irritations. So I'm going to take the concealer and I'm using honey. And the reason for that is because I'm not doing this all over. And honey has a pinky undertone. And my skin on my face has a pinky undertone. And if I were to use a yellow one, it would be too much because I'm not blending it out everywhere. So what I'm going to do is hit the areas here to begin with that are bothering me. And then what I do is I will just blend the area over all of the problems that I don't want to see, but then I blend it out. And it's important that it bleeds out to nothing, because otherwise, no matter how good a match, it's never that good. So you want to just make sure that it bleeds out to nothing. And my brushes are very, very soft, so they're great for both powders and creams. And again, I'm just blending in and trying to cover as invisibly as I can on these areas using the minimal amount of product, because I really, really like when skin looks like skin. I just do. Even if you need to use a full coverage foundation, I just love seeing skin. I think everything else looks so much better. Even if it's a really dramatic eye, everything just looks better. So generally speaking, those areas look a lot better. Now, whatever's left, I'm going to just dust over the rest of the nose. Now, there's barely anything here, but we're just going to do that. Now, I'm also going to take a fraction of it into the inner corners of the eyes, just to brighten that inner corner, because it makes a big difference. It just makes the eyes look a bit more awake. But don't forget, you still have to diffuse it out. And generally speaking, when we smile, what happens is this bit here doesn't really wrinkle. This bit does. So I want to keep as much product away from here as I can and just concentrate and blend out as much as I need to. Now for me, there are these annoying 2 little dots on the outside corner of the eyes that need covering, because they're just discolorations. So I'm just going to dab a bit of concealer on them and then just blend them away. And I don't care if they don't go away completely, but at least they are concealed compared to how they were, and they just make, it just looks brighter. The eye looks slightly brighter when this is done, which is, you know, the goal. So I'm relatively happy with just kind of that application. It's not overdone, but the skin is improved, absolutely. And any areas I see that are just like, oh, I could do with a bit more, I don't add more product. I just try and eke out as much as I can from the concealer. Now this pot will last you, if you're using a technique similar to this, it's going to last you a year. So you're not going to be spending a lot of product. Now I have redness right here in the center of my chin, but there's not much I can do about it because the beard is in the way. So we can put a tiny bit on but it's not going to, you know, you don't want it to be noticeable. So just try your best. If you've got a concealer, if you've got a beard, I'm sorry, just do your best, but try and keep it as inconspicuous as possible. So what we do next is, I like to see color on the skin, and I like to see it on my face. And I love the way that highlighters, we're not using highlight today, but I love the way highlighters and blushes and bronzers look on skin that isn't overloaded with product. So I'm going to use Hourglass blusher, and I'm going to use my number 2 brush, and I'm just going to sweep it into the product, and quite haphazardly I'm going to apply it like that, because I want there to be a flush of color rather than it looking like it's been placed really strategically. I don't want that. And I'm going to go right into the temples with whatever's left, because it brings everything together, and I really like to go over the bridge of the nose, because then everything is more, it just looks like a more realistic color. And you can see it's not a precise application. I'm just kind of going for it because I know what the outcome is going to be and how I want to look, which is a little bit rosy. So all those imperfections have been taken care of. Now, if you've got sunscreen on and you're like me and you are an oily bitch, then what you need is powder. So I'm going to take some loose powder. I'm using the RCMA because it's just amazing. And I'm taking it on my number 2 brush, and I'm going to dust that all over the interior portion, the T-zone of my face. And there's several reasons for that. 1, it sets that concealer so that it doesn't go anywhere. But 2, it will help to control the oil from the sunscreen and my own face. And as the day goes on, I can retouch this up, because what I tend to do is take a powder puff with me that's been loaded with powder, pour the powder in, you move it around until it's all embedded, and then it releases the powder, and you pop it on. I'll do another video on that technique. So, and the other good thing is, as the day goes on, this outside perimeter of the face gets oilier, shinier, but this bit stays matte, and it looks really pretty and radiant. So that's how I would go about every single day, just like this. This is it. This is how I'm fine with. If you want to knock it up a notch, and why would you not want to, then let's do a little bit more. We're going to bronze. And that bronzer, again, looks great on skin that hasn't been overly applied, because you've got skin. You know, if you've got good skin, show skin, don't cover it unless you really want to. Loading up a lot of bronzer here, a Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and I'm loading it up on this brush, which is a limited edition brush, but you never know, it might come back. And I'm going to knock that in a shoe shining way across the outside perimeter and into the beard area. And that's important, that you're taking it into the jawline and then down onto the neck, so that everything is a little bit more unified. And I like to go and really make sure that product is worked. And I don't want to look overly bronzed, but I just want there to be this kind of hint of color to the face. Now, one of the best things you can do, and I was speaking to a friend of mine about this the other day, is curl your lashes. It makes the biggest difference. Whether you're a man or a woman, it makes a huge difference. So curl your lashes and clamp it down and kind of just move it to get the best curl. So we're going to add color because my lashes are quite fair. So I'm going to use a mascara. I'm using It Cosmetics Tightline. And what I'm going to do, and this is such a great mascara, but I'm actually going to knock it off. I don't want any of that shit on there. I want there to be the bare amount of product on my lashes, because this is about looking like this is how you look without anything on the skin. So with barely anything on, I'm just going through them. It's literally nothing, and I'm okay with that. But it just darkens them without making them look like they are, you have anything on them, which is the goal, is absolutely the goal. Now, if you want to take this a step further and you're a man, you can. Take a bit of something that you can pop on your beard. Now, this is still the same one that I was talking about like 7 years ago. And I don't give a shit, you know. It's for me. I'm okay with it. I don't mind if it is crawling with bacteria. It's just for my face. And it's basically a beard stipple product. And all I'm going to do is try and define this section of the jawline, because I'm grey here and I'm happy with that. So what I want to do is just take the product into the beard line, and just enough that the outside portions get sharper. And this gives the illusion of a stronger jawline. And there's this contrast then with this grey bit of beard, which looks quite nice. And finally, your brows. So I like to just comb through something. And again, I wouldn't do this unless I really wanted to make a fuss. And when you're doing your brows, the way I like to do it, think about it, is how you want to look. A thicker brow here, and by thicker, what I mean is darker or filled in. The more you fill in here, the more masculine the eyebrow looks. And so sometimes it's better to start your application here in the middle part and then feather it in. It depends on how you want your eyebrows to look. But I want to fill in the areas where it's slightly sparse. So that would be for me the front of the brow and the middle here, because that's where it's a little bit lighter. And again, I'm not trying to extend the brow bigger than it is. And if you get any product onto the skin, just knock it off. And again, I'm not trying to extend it, but I'm not trying to arch it either. Just trying to fill it in with color. And I'm just going to dip back in and just go right back in. So you can see here, that's where I need the color. So I'm going to just add the color back there. And again, not trying to extend the brow. And I don't mind if they're not perfect. Don't mind if they, I don't mind any of that. I just want someone to go, oh, your skin is so nice. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear, what have you got on? Because I want them to see that there's nothing on. At least to their eye, there is nothing on. And that's it. That's how I get ready. And if I were to do this on you, what I would probably do is I would take one of my brushes that I would use for foundation. Let me have a look. Sorry about the headshot. I would take the number 12 brush and I would dip the smallest amount of foundation you've ever seen, and I would shoe shine it all over your face. And then I would look and go, okay, where else do we need coverage? Then I would go in and apply it there, only there and nothing else. Because you don't want to overcompensate the good skin areas by applying more product all over. If you have good skin areas, let those good skin areas look through. Believe me, nothing in my mind looks better than this kind of skin look with a grey smoky eye or a blue smoky eye or a red lip or whatever. Because it just looks so beautiful, I think, to have that real looking skin with, then it's about the eye or then it's about the lip, but it's never about the foundation or the blusher or the highlighter. There you go. That's it. That's how I get ready. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks so much. All the links down there, and let me know what you think. Here you go. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, okay, so if you made it to the end, well done. This is the bonus footage, and I wanted to show this. Now, in real life, you can't see this concealer, and that's the problem with filming in 4K, and why makeup artists don't like it, and why a lot of YouTubers won't film in 4K or don't film, because everything stands out on camera. And you can see that this concealer is evident here, but in real life, to the naked eye, you can't see anything. And I just wanted to point that out, that that's the problem with 4K, is it picks up every single thing. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.